Hello and welcome to another daily planning routine video. The doves are back and they are using the nest that's already built on my front porch light. Why wouldn't they move in when there's food readily available here? I have been doing a little bit of gardening recently, repotting and relocating them as the season begins to change. Other than powdery mildew and dark spots, my succulents are still alive and ready for spring. I've also added some aluminium foils to this rack as I found that the doves are beginning to attack some of the plants here. So far, I haven't seen any further damage. First things first, I've prepared my daughter's breakfast. She's having croffle with milk. It's a croissant shaped into a waffle. It's around 12 minutes past 7 and while waiting for my daughter to get ready and come down for her breakfast, I sit down to watch some television. For this morning, I'm just going to watch some random YouTube vlog videos. I'm back home after dropping off my daughter at school. It's time to have my breakfast. For breakfast, of course, I must have some coffee, and then I'm going to have the same thing as my daughter, except I'm going to add some Nutella to go with it. I'm in the mood for something sweet this morning. I know I'm just eating my feelings away, but I just don't care for today. After finishing my breakfast, it's time for some planning. My usual practice is to start from the front and work my way towards the back. I'm not going to fill in my habit tracker just yet, so I'm moving on to the monthly page where I mark my YouTube habit tracker. I'm marking off F for filming as that's what I'm doing right now. For the weekly pages, I'm going to fill in the previous day's water intake before marking the first cup for the day. I'm also going to mark off a task I've completed for the week. Moving on, for the goals and task page, there's nothing I want to update, so I'm going to move on next to the daily page. Today's drawing is of Nezuko from Demon Slayer. I had listed a few things already for my task list yesterday. I'll continue with the planning. My task for the day is fairly short, so I'm continuing on with the journaling. On Tuesday, I had gone to the dentist to have 2 temporary crowns placed over my back lower right molars. It's still sore and every time I brush my teeth, there's a bit of blood. The next procedure is going to be early May, where I will be having the permanent crowns placed. Until then, I'm only going to eat on my left side and brushing really lightly around the area. My jaw still aches, but at least it's manageable with painkillers. The next thing I wrote about was the neighborhood meeting I attended yesterday over Zoom. It was interesting to hear what budget was allocated for what action, and we got to listen in on people's concerns around the neighborhood. I also took the opportunity to voice some of my own. Next, I wrote about the pigeon that was hiding under the couch on our balcony. It was attacked by a big crow the day before, and I thought it might have been injured because it chose to hide rather than fly away. But this morning, as I was showing my daughter the pigeon, it decided to make a break for it. I'm glad it was not seriously injured, however it did leave behind a lot of poop under the couch. My journaling is done and I'm just going to move the Midori metal index clip to the current page. Also, before I end this morning's planning session, I'm just going to check off some things I forgot to check off yesterday. And that is it! Time to sit and relax for a bit before working on the task. I decided to continue watching My Hero Academia from where I left off in Season 3. It's around 9:50 AM and since the weather is kinda cloudy, I decided to go out to pick up some trash. It's been a while since I've done that. I wonder how much trash have accumulated. After about half an hour, I'm back home and I collected about half a bag's worth. It was a mix of food waste, food packaging and wrappers, and dog waste bags dumped by irresponsible pet owners. After cleaning up a bit, I decided to sit down to cool down and do some planning session. On the calendar index page, I mark off cardio workout because it was a workout just now, picking up trash. Maybe I should have marked strength workout as well because I had to lug around that heavy bag, but oh well. On the monthly page, I'm marking today's Instagram tracker since I did post this morning. Moving on to the weekly page, I'm marking my water intake before logging in my Wordle puzzle for the day. I can't believe I'm still at it. I could actually stop, but it's become a habit already that I look forward to doing the puzzle every day. I'm still doing my Duolingo lessons. This time I'm focusing on learning Spanish as I think that language will be the most beneficial to me as I live in US. Moving on to the daily page, I'm checking off morning routine as I did do my food log, 5-year journal, Wordle, and Duolingo lessons already. Next, I'm checking off exercise because I did that while trash picking. Okay, that's all I'm checking off for now. Moving on to the back of the planner. There are some things I want to update on my self-care tracker. I had gone to the library, visited Barnes & Noble, took a walk outside, watched motivational videos, took a nap, enjoyed the new flowers, trash picking, and gardening. The birthday party plans are coming along nicely as well. There's nothing I want to update here just yet, so moving on. I have been sneezing a lot lately. I think it's allergies. I need to get more Claritin. There's nothing I want to add for the next few pages, so I'm just going to continue flipping until I reach the sleep tracker. Still haven't decided on the best book for April. Missed a couple of days, so I'm just going to fill them in right now. They are mostly 6 hours of sleep. And that's it for this planning session. Time to rest a bit more before working on the next task on the list. Here's a glimpse of my daughter's wrapped birthday present as well as the party gifts for her friends. It's going to be a Roblox-themed birthday party. Each one gets a Roblox box filled with Robux coins, figurine, and shoe charm. It's now time for lunch. I'm having some leftover dishes with rice as well as spring rolls. While waiting for my food to heat up, I do the dishwasher. As I'm eating, I'm going to watch more My Hero Academia episodes. Sometime later, I'm back in my planner to check off some tasks. I'm marking off dishwasher as I had unloaded and loaded the dishwasher just now. I also check off film video because that's what I'm doing already. And then after I finished with lunch, I had looked through the job boards for any jobs to apply to. That's it for now. Moving on to the next set of tasks. My husband bought this bird call. It does sound legit when I tested it, and now to put it to the test. The dove is out on the balcony again. You can see it just standing on the floor outside. Other than the dove moving its head around, there wasn't much reaction to the sound. Maybe it doesn't work on doves. I'm not sure what I expected. I'll try again later outside. Maybe the smaller birds will come instead. These t-shirts are Esri's birthday presents from her brother-in-law. She loves Japanese food and that's why they are sushi and onigiri. I forgot to film myself while I was at the library, so here I am already at home sorting out the books. These are picture books I had picked out for my daughter to read during bedtime story time. They go in this black box over here, and after she has finished reading them, she places them behind the pink envelope. That way I know which ones to return and get some more. It's about 4 p.m. and almost dinner time. I made some Korean cucumber salad and the key ingredient is this red pepper powder for that smoky spicy flavor. With that dish done, I'm back upstairs for another planner session. I'm checking off the library since I did that earlier just now. And I'm checking off decorate for tomorrow because that's what I'm about to do. It's where I start drawing and decorating tomorrow's daily page so that it's ready for me in the morning. For this day, I decided to draw a serpent guard from Stargate SG-1. I figured it would be easier to recognize compared to trying to draw Colonel O'Neill because almost always the features will not match. Stargate SG-1 is one of my favorite sci-fi TV shows, and I have lost count the number of times I've rewatched the episodes. Of all the characters, I love Colonel O'Neill because Christian Dean Anderson made the character witty, smart, and funny. He made the character his own, and I'm sorry to say I much prefer this than the movie version. Here, I know you can barely tell the pencil drawing in the video. The pencil was a little dull, so that's why. But it makes it easier if I need to erase any mistakes. Later, I do sharpen the pencil a bit for the finer details. I wasn't sure if I could pull off the detailing work because this body armor had some patterns on them. It didn't look like the patterns make any sense, so I decided to just go simple and draw half circle lines for some surfaces. There's still quite a bit of detailing to do, but I decided I will leave that to the ink pen session. Here I'm just going to focus on drawing the limbs. And then finally the staff the guard is holding. The first time around I drew it slanting and that wasn't going to work, so I had to start all over again. I decided to draw the bottom half first before moving on to the top half. The bottom part of the staff had an interesting end to it, but unfortunately it had to be cut off because it's the end of the page. Hopefully the top end will be recognizable, that is from Stargate SG-1. There were some patterns on the staff as well, and I tried to copy the same exact lines, but I'm not sure if it looks okay. Here's when I decided to sharpen the pencil and try to go over the lines and add some details so that it's easier to see when I go over with the pen. Now it's time for the pen work. My pen was running out of ink, so I had to get my last remaining pen to finish the artwork. This pen was giving me some issues because the ink was not coming out freely. I had to go over the line a couple of times when it started to dry out. Not sure how I can fix this because it's going to have to last me quite a bit before I can get new pens. I'm thinking of getting Pilot G2 fine point 0.7 pens like I did before. I don't know if I should try other brands. What's a good pen brand to try for drawing that you would recommend? Do share them in the comments below and I'll check them out. Right now, I'm just going to trace out the lines that I've already drawn. There's quite a bit of it, so I'll just let you watch it until the next detailing part. Okay, so now is the part where I start adding some line patterns without any guide from the pencil marks. When it came to the bodysuit, I just added thin lines to mimic the pattern. I'm pretty sure up close it looks more like chain links or something, but the thin lines will have to do. Also, this is when I appreciated the fact that the fading ink every now and then from the pen created an interesting effect on the bodysuit. I decided to add more pattern lines on the headgear just around the neck area. There's supposed to be some patterns around the head as well, but I didn't want to overdo it and end up making it look bad, so I left it as it was. And now it's time for the coloring part. I wasn't sure what color to use, so I used a combination of gold and dark brown to create the color to match with the image. This color will only be for the major platings of the armor. As for the bodysuit, it will be a grey color. Oh, the same gold and brown color will be on the energy staff as well. Here I was trying to use the grey color pencil to color the rest of the body, but it wasn't coming through, so I had to switch to a different grey. The grey from this one is a little faint, but that's okay because I don't want it to blend too much with the thin lines I've drawn with a pen. I want those to stand out instead. Now that my coloring is done, it's time to thicken the outer lines surrounding my drawing. I've always mentioned this before, but for the sake of new viewers, I do this so that it makes the art pop out more. After that is done, I add another line, but with the pencil so that it softens the look. When I was doing this, I was starting to get annoyed with the pen again, as the ink kept drying out and won't come out smoothly. I think I will have to order those new pens sooner than anticipated, because I can't imagine drawing like this every day. Now that the drawing is done, it's time to finish with some stickers. I will be using some stickers from Soft Geode and glitter paint sticker books from Happy Planner. I wish I have some Egyptian related stickers to go with this drawing, but I don't, so these will have to do. I've been thinking of going through my sticker books and sorting the pages according to types of sticker functions. I do have some organizers that can help me divide them into categories, but I wonder if I should do this. It's going to take me a while to go through all of them, and once I'm done, there's no undoing it. Okay, I think I'm done with the page. I'm pretty happy and satisfied with how this turned out. I can't wait to plan on it tomorrow. Judging from the time it took me to film this, it took me about an hour and 15 minutes to complete. It's evening, I've taken my dinner, and now I'm taking my shower. Later, I work on editing some videos while rewatching Squid Game on the side. It's bedtime story time for my daughter, and after that, I'm back to finishing on my planning routine. At the calendar index page, I'm updating my habit tracker. I did my job search for today, I marked goal for my mood as I'm fairly in a good mood today compared to the last 2 weeks, and then I marked purple for having read or listened to an audiobook a lot today. At the monthly page, I mark off some tasks on my YouTube tracker and then check off having filmed the video in the box above. For the weekly page section, I updated a water tracker and then checked off having followed up on RSVPs for the birthday party. At the goals and task page, I check out the same task for the month. Finally, at the daily page, I'm checking off reading as I did that sporadically throughout the day, and I will be doing some more reading later before bedtime. And here's a final look of the next day's page. That's it for my daily planning routine. I hope you've enjoyed the video. If you do give me a thumbs up. If you want to see more of my videos, do subscribe to my channel. Drop me some comments and share with me what your planning routine is like. And with that, I'll see you in the next video. Bye!